Hello everyone, my name is Devin, but on trail I am called Fried Green Tomato. So today I'm going to discuss the 7 Leave No Trace principles and how thru hikers, and in particular myself, abide by them while on extended backpacking trips. If you are unfamiliar with the 7 Leave No Trace principles, I highly encourage you to check out Leave No Trace's website, LNT.org, in order to find out more. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Principle number 1, plan ahead and be prepared. Any thru hiker can tell you that there's only so much you can do to prepare for a thru hike, and the rest you just figure out along the way. But there is quite a few things you can do to prepare for a 6-month excursion into the wilderness. So once you figure out what trail you want to go on, the next step is to accumulate the gear that you will need to successfully thru hike that trip. Because as you know, with backpacking, you only have the gear that's on your back. So you need to make sure that it can work in a broad variety of situations. For instance, on the CDT, you're going through desert, but you're also going through 14,000 feet of elevation. So you need gear that can work in both environments. Now, once you're on trail, the planning and preparation does not stop. I typically go 5 to 6 days in between resupplies, which means I plan about roughly 5 to 6 days ahead. And planning 5 to 6 days ahead, I look at the terrain, I determine how much food I need, if there's any special gear in town I need to purchase for that section to get through it. And even on the day-to-day, we need to figure out where is our next water source? How many liters do I need to take with me in order to get to the following? Principle number 2, travel and camp on durable surfaces. So let's first define what a durable surface is. So a durable surface is a surface such as rock or dirt, where when you camp on it or when you travel on it, you will leave the least amount of impact possible. So a grassy field full of wildflowers would not be considered a durable surface, because when you either walk through it or when you camp on it, you will leave a lasting impact upon the plants that live in that area. So to provide a good example, this is where I camped last night. As you can see, it is underneath some pine trees. There's dirt on the ground with very, very minimal grass and moss. So when I leave here today, it's going to look just about the same as I found it yesterday, because I camped on a durable surface. Now that I've left camp, let's talk about traveling on durable surfaces. The easiest way to travel on a durable surface is to just stay on trail. As you can see, the trail is behind me, so we just follow the trail and try to stay on it as much as possible. Now, if you need to get off trail, for instance, if there's a fallen tree or an obstacle, or if you're getting off trail to collect water, the best thing to do is to just try to walk on hard surfaces, on dirt or on rocks, and try not to trample any vegetation that may be on the ground. Principle number 3, dispose of waste properly. Thru hikers do generate a bit of waste, from our ramen noodle packets to our protein bar wrappers, and we all abide by the pack it in, pack it out mentality. So we don't burn our trash, we don't bury it, but everybody has their own little Ziploc bag, like this is mine here, that has all your garbage in it from the time you left town until the time you get back into town. Another way us thru hikers dispose of waste properly is when we go to the bathroom. There's not a lot of places for you to sit on a porcelain throne in the backcountry, so we make our own. And in that manner, we use cat holes. So cat holes is essentially a 6 to 8 inch hole in the ground that you dig in order to bury your poop and any toilet paper that you use when you go to the bathroom. So I recently dug a little hole right here. It's fairly deep. It could be just a little bit deeper, but it's not too bad. And that's a perfectly sized little hole for a morning number 2. Principle number 4, leave what you find. This one is pretty easy for thru hikers to follow. It essentially means don't take any rocks, artifacts, or flowers with you that you find along trail, but leave them where you found them. It follows the golden rule of leave only footprints and take only pictures. And considering the fact that whatever we take with us, we would then have to carry for however many miles, that one's a pretty easy one for thru hikers to follow. Principle number 5, minimize campfire impacts. Typically, thru hikers don't build campfires, primarily just because we don't really get into camp early enough in order for them to be of a benefit. But every once in a while, we might go ahead and make a fire if there's a group of us together, or we got to a really cool spot early enough where we could actually get a fire to burn. Though, whenever we do get a fire started, we always try to use a designated campfire ring, such as the one behind me, and to keep in mind of the fire hazard statements in the area that we're in. Principle number 6, respect wildlife. I love seeing animals while on trail, but I do my best to keep my distance from them. Thru hikers on a whole have a love-hate relationship with animals. Love because they're so great to see when you see a little chipmunk running across the trail or a cool little lizard. But hate because they can get into our food supplies or chew on our salty gear, destroying straps. So we try to keep our distance and do our best to not attract animals to us. And finally, principle number 7, be considerate of other visitors. Thru hikers on a whole are friendly and outgoing individuals who live by the golden rule to treat others the way you want to be treated, which means they'll step aside if another hiker is moving faster than themselves. They'll move out of the way for a hiker who's going uphill when they're going down. And on the whole, try to be kind, quiet, and considerate of the other people who are also sharing these trails. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have any other questions about thru hiking, leave no trace, or anything else that comes to mind, you're more than welcome to reach out to me at friedgreenexperience@gmail.com, or you can visit Leave No Trace's website, lnt.org, in order to learn more. See y'all next time.